Thank you for inviting me, Marco, again. Today, I'm not going to tell you the history of Mr. Spex. I want to talk only about omni-channel. So we started 10 years ago as a pure online business and selling glasses, contact lenses, and sunglasses. And over time, the business developed quite nicely. But we had been already quite early on thinking about omni-channel. But we struggled a little bit in 2010 to raise money for retail stores. So we needed to develop a slightly different concept. But now I'm going to answer you basically the question that I put on there quite easily. Why are we doing it? Because we are able to grow faster and more profitable. And I show you why that is. So our industry, 3 different products, very different, but still the same target group. We have prescription glasses, roughly 10% market share of the overall market. Contact lenses, the ones that is already roughly 40% online in Germany, but also in the Nordics, for instance. And I'm not going to bore you with our USP, so it's really what we've done for 10 years. It didn't change. And that's roughly the size of Mr. Spex. So we are running in 10 countries, the business, and over 3 million customers. And it's now north of 100 million euros, the business. And we thought, OK, what are we going to do next as a growth driver? And when we looked at our core customers, you see that basically the population of Germany, you see the age distribution, the blue ones are the ones that need prescription glasses. The green ones, these are our customers. So we are very strong on, I would say, the young demographics. So we're 15% market share in the 20 to 30-year-olds. These are digital natives. They buy everything online. But what you also see is that the curve breaks somewhere between the blue curve breaks around 45 years. That's when a lot of people start to need readers or progressive lenses. A little bit more progressive lenses, complicated, but also more expensive glasses. These people need glasses at a much higher rate, and they spend more money. But these customers are not as online affine. So what we've done is, over the last 8-9 years, built our brand. So Mr. Spex is doing TV commercials in DACH for 8-9 years. So our aim was really to build an omni-channel concept with our own stores, to educate customers across all age groups, to get a new target group, which is the 40 to 60-year-olds, and also in the long run, to build a basis for a same-day delivery network, especially for contact lenses and sunglasses. The foundation for our, I would say, success were 3 things. One is the brand. So we have a brand awareness aided 60+% in Germany. We already have been in omni-channel for 7 years. So we're working with independent opticians in 5 countries, which do eye exams for our customers. And we also hired retail expertise into Mr. Spex. And we do in-depth customer research, not only for online, but for the full buying cycle. And we had a clear vision to really build the best customer experience in all the channels. And we've looked at the whole buying cycle offline and asked customers what they like, what they don't like, basically from our competitors, and found basically always some mitigants to make the customer experience much better. Then we basically went back to a lab to create a really good store concept. And we've done that also with some strategic help from strategic retail consultants and some good store designers. And that's some of the results. So we tried to synchronize really the online and the offline buying process. From the website, we used a lot of learnings and put it into the store for the selection, for the eye tests, for the ordering process, and so on. That's the result. So this was our first retail store. It's here in Berlin, not far away, 5 minutes from here. And it showed really good success. We used the first year for learning. And then we just started to build more of them. In 2 or 3 weeks, we opened our store number 10. And they're all in prime retail locations. I think the good thing is if you come from the online side, you run the business slightly different. You understand customers, you measure a lot of metrics. For each of the stores, we had a business plan beforehand because of traffic, because of what we knew about the customers in these areas, and we're hitting basically these plans very well. All our stores are profitable in the first quarter. And they're delivering basically a much stronger revenue per square meter than any of our competitors. And then we built a lot of things into the stores. So we said, okay, we want to have the same logic of buying glasses by filters, by size. We even got a little bit offline. We basically designed small cards for each of the products. So you can basically just draw the card, take it home, and order afterwards online with a unique code, and we can measure that as well. We did a lot of, I would say, state-of-the-art things to enhance the buying experience for our customers. And I think very important is that we've built an IT system that's based on our online shop. So we're using the same IT platform in the stores as online. And our salespeople and opticians just guide the customers through that so they get basically educated how to do it online. And everybody that buys something with us, leaving the store, has already an online account signed up, and we are able to basically use that data for CRM. And that's actually already my last slide, and trying to explain how it's working. So we've invested into the brand Mr. Spex, as I said, which gives us a really good basis for profitable stores in high retail locations. So roughly 80 to 90% of people walking to our stores already know us. And we have roughly 5,000 to 2,000 visitors a day in each store. And then we make them customers. The majority is new customers in our retail stores. And then we build basically a good feedback loop because we see that the repurchases are already happening over 50% online. So we're basically fueling our online business as well with that store network. And we see also good year-over-year economics for all the stores, allowing us basically now to extrapolate and to invest more in these retail stores. Basically now our customer acquisition costs with that retail stores just cut by 60, 70% versus online. So that's why I said we're able now to grow even faster and more profitable. And that's why we're now basically having a good model to go from 100-something million to a significantly higher number, a couple of hundred or a billion in a few years from now. That's it about Mr. Spex. Thank you.